Hello everyone, it's me, James Eli Maker, and in today's short video, I just want to, read another scary Reddit short story, if that's okay with you. And today's short story, I haven't read it, but I should have said that. I saw part of it, so it's kind of messed up, so bear with me on this story. I don't think it's a real story, but then again, if it is, and you hear about it in the news, report report this to your local police station, because it could, if this is true, then I don't want this to be happening anymore. But I'm going to read you a short story. It's not. I know. I'm 100% sure it's not true, but if it is, as I said, please call the police. But I'm going to read this short story. It's called. What's it called? It's called Dear Diary, and it's by. Who's it by? You slash Savvy Saver. Huh. That's a nice name. And I said this could be. This is an account of her diary of what she, I guess, went through. In the couple of days she wrote in her diary after, I guess, attending a wedding reception or something like that, or a wedding event. What I'm about to read to you, if it is true, please contact, as I said, please contact the police or other law enforcement, because if this is a possible true story, just go call them. If it's not, and if it doesn't appear in the news, don't do anything, because it might just be, this could just be another story that's just, made it to be true, but it's not really true. I know it's probably false, but just bear with me on this. I mean, it's kind of effing crazy. So I'll start reading it, but I'm from my perspective, I believe the story's false. But if it's true, just do what I told you. Okay? All right. Now with that being said, let's begin reading the story, and let's see how messed up it gets. And it probably will. Now, in the beginning, May 25th, in only a few weeks, my best friend is getting married. Oh, how wonderful. Her husband-to-be is a very lucky man. They've only been dating for just over 3 years, and he popped the question only 3 months ago. This is a whirlwind wedding. And she's my best friend, and I just had to offer her baking, my baking cakery skills? Okay. That's the first time I heard that. And make her the most delicious wedding cake for their special day. As they were trying to save as much money as possible for their new house, she didn't hesitate in accepting my gift. This cake would be the piece de resistance of wedding cakes. I made it my mission to bring flavor, texture, and design as only the best would do for them. Well, I hope it would. Eesh. June 18th. It's now the day of the wedding, and my cake has been successfully delivered to the reception hall, and is standing proudly on its own table. Well, I hope so. It's just a freaking cake. Anyways, being admired by all the guests. After the speeches and rounds of applause, laughter, joviality, and tears, it's finally time to cut the cake. I waited with bated breath, hardly able to contain my excitement. I insisted before the big day that the cake be sliced and served up as a dessert, as it would not only save them more money, but I get to see everyone enjoying my masterpiece. Well, I guess you could call it a masterpiece. Must be a damn good cake. Should have been there. I digress. I'm sitting in my seat, observing everyone tucking in, making little smiling nods to each other as they devour their slice. It makes me feel so good. As a waiter proffers me a slice, I politely decline and continue to watch my cake being decimated. Well, okay. That's nice. I guess that's a little wordy. That's some sort of word choice, I guess. Decimated. You can say devoured again? He said decimated. Oh, that sounds kind of strange, but okie dokie. However, I digress. Around an hour before the final dance and the long, protracted goodbyes begin, I go up to the bride and groom and embrace them both. I tell them there are no hard feelings from me regarding their marriage, and after all, he was my fiance up until 6 months ago. Oh, oh, oh boy. Now we know where the seriousness comes in. Until I discovered that they had been having an affair for over 3 years, but I was really happy for happy for them both. They were a perfect match, and I wished them a happy life together. Okay, this just got freaking weird. This got freaking weird. I chose to make a quiet, dignified exit as I didn't want to see the guests, and especially the bride and groom, falling ill and hopefully dying. What the hell? My cake was indeed special, and everyone here deserves a good slice of it. And after all, they had all supported their affair and nuptials. Okay. Something tells me this cake was filled with more than sugar and flour. July 3rd. I'm happy to report that from the 48 guests, myself not included, there were. What the f. There were 17 fatalities within 12 hours, 11 fatalities within 48 hours, 20 survivors, bride and groom not included. Oh, Jesus. July 14th. I'm hiding out in a hotel 35 miles away, but I know the receptionist looks spooked. My profile photo had been plastered all over local news outlets and has trickled to online places such as Reddit. They're all out for my blood. I unwrap the tinfoil carefully and admire my slice of cake. I won't be in prison and I won't be humiliated anymore. Wait, so she. Wait a minute. Oh my god. What the. I hope this is what I'm not. I hope I'm not assuming what I think she did. After she. Oh. Uh. Uh. So she baked this cake and filled it with poison and killed most of the guests, including the bride and groom. And then she went on the run, basically because all the news outlets, including as well as the online spaces, probably such as Reddit and maybe Facebook, had her profile picture and all this other stuff up on her. So she was in hiding in a hotel, and then she took out a cake and basically, which had probably had the poison in it that killed the guests as well as the bride and groom. She probably unwrapped the cake piece, took it out, took the cake piece, unwrapped the tinfoil off the cake piece, took the cake piece out, and what I'm assuming, I hope and pray to God this is not what she did, but ate the piece of cake and died, basically committing, you know what. I can't say what she did because YouTube says I can't say that word, but she basically offed herself because probably the cake that killed the guest probably killed her as well because she didn't want to be charged with the crime, nor did she want to deal with the stress of, well, dealing with her husband that cheated on her and then that was going to marry her best friend. So she didn't want to deal with the stress. She didn't want to deal with the humiliation anymore. She didn't want to deal with all this emotional bullcrap. So she decided to murder the guests, most of them, and then run away. And then after that, just off herself since she didn't want to deal with it anymore, or even be caught and charged for the crimes. And trust me, there was a lot of crime there. And yeah, that's pretty. I'm gonna say that again. It's pretty effed up. I don't like that is probably false. I know I said it might be true, but I think this story is still false. But if it's true, please report it to the cops. If someone looks this up and see if this is true, please report to the cops. This is just. I have no words. I honestly have no words for this. I'm shocked. If this is false, this is a pretty damn good short story. Probably the best I've heard and seen. But this is a true account of something that has not been fully aware yet. I'm like, well, this is pretty, yeah, something that none of us knew about until now. But I'm just going to say this. This was a pretty terrifying event, and I hope this is not real, and this was just a false story. This was just a fictional story. I hope that it was. But if it turns out to be true, as I said, please notify the authorities. Please. I honestly, I have nothing to describe it, honestly. This is probably the best story I've read, but it's also the most gruesome freaking story I've ever read in my life on Reddit. God damn. With that being said, I think that's going to be the end of this video, and that's the end of my story time here, because that pretty much shocked and honestly horrified me over the limit. So, with that being said, that's the end of my video. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, please comment down below what you think of the story and what you think of the video today. And yeah, be you, be unique, and be unusual. Have a good day, and be positive, and don't do anything bad. Alright guys, see ya. Peace out, and peace out. Peace out. Stay scary, guys.